Hi, everyone. How's it going? I'm not going to share a channel message with you guys today. I am going to share kind of like an insight or an aha that I have been having come up a lot recently. So maybe some of you need to hear this message as well. I'm about to hop on a flight later today, so I hope you guys can feel my excitement exuding out of me and you can take a little bit of that with you today. So the thing that I want to talk about today is fear and how fear can sometimes be like disguised and insidious in the way that oftentimes we have like a general idea of what we want to be experiencing, or we want to know what it is that we're supposed to be moving toward. We want to be moving toward it in a very, very linear way. And so there develops an attachment to that latter manifestation and the things that are coming up in the present reality that maybe aren't in full alignment are often rejected. And so if there are things happening in your current reality, there might be a sense of dissonance, or there might be a sense of rejection of what's happening in the present reality instead of staying in a state of acceptance to the largest degree possible. And ultimately, when we're trying to, this is a side, this isn't even my main point, but when we're trying to manifest something, we need to be in that state of acceptance, surrender, and gratitude instead of rejection and dissonance, because if we're in rejection and dissonance, then we're going to continue to attract in rejection and dissonance. But my main point was the attachment to that final manifestation is actually a desire, or like it's a desire to know what's going to happen. And so if you know what's going to happen, it gives you a false sense of ease and it gives you a false sense of comfort. So even if there are positive things happening in your present reality, but it isn't necessarily, the ultimate manifestation, there's almost, like I said, that rejection piece that comes in. But that attachment or that desire to know and to move forward in a linear way is based in fear, because like I said, it's based in that desire to create a sense of comfort and create a sense of safety for yourself, when ultimately that sense of safety can only be resourced internally. The external is never going to be what is providing the safety, but those feelings of anxiety and those feelings of fear and the need to control are what is ultimately pushing away what you actually want, but it is stopping you from being able to experience the things that are happening in the present to the fullest potential possible. And there might be something, really beautiful in the present moment that you're missing due to the fact that you are pushing it away out of fear, out of a desire to control the long-term outcome. And this is coming from somebody that obviously has, or divines things. Like, this is coming from somebody that like predicts the future, and obviously I was drawn to that for a reason as well, because it does give me that sense of comfort. But ultimately, when you are attached to that sense of comfort, that's when those feelings of dissonance come in. That's when the fear ultimately comes in, because you can't keep yourself safe. You can't, keep yourself unafraid of life, because especially when you're moving on your destiny path, there are going to be things that are new, that are scary, that are uncomfortable, and you just have to be with that. And that's a necessary part of this experience. And so, I think that my advice and what I want to convey with this message is recognize the parts in your life or the places in your life where you are subtly rejecting either yourself or your external environment out of desiring to keep yourself safe and comfortable. And the mind, in terms of moving into, a greater alignment, because when we act from a place of alignment, we're moving toward our destiny path. But the mind does a very good job of also convincing us what is in alignment and what isn't. Maybe something initially felt in alignment, and then your mind comes in and it changes the way that you're looking at things, and you're like, oh, actually no, this isn't in alignment. But it's due to that internal fear process. It's due to feeling like, if you interact with this thing, like it ultimately, like maybe you're going to be doing something wrong. Like there's a fear of not being in alignment, a fear of making the wrong choice. And ultimately, if you're listening to your heart, you are never going to make the wrong choice. And so you know, acknowledge the things that are happening in the mind, get into the body, do, you know, body-based practices, do somatic practices, exercise, feel into the body, feel the emotions that are coming up, and ultimately listen to your heart, because your heart is never going to guide you wrong. So I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.